This is Quentin Matsys, The Money Changer and His Wife, painted in 1514, and now in the Louvre. For most viewers, it's a moralizing genre scene. But for a coin collector, it's something far more exciting. A rare visual record of how coins were actually handled, tested, and trusted in the early modern marketplace.
Take a moment to study the table. Antwerp in 1514 was one of Europe's major financial hubs, and the monetary system was anything but standardized. There was no unified currency, just a constant flow of gold and silver coins from different regions: Burgundian, French, English, Italian. Each came with its own weight standard, fineness, and risk of clipping or debasement. Matsys, who trained as a metalworker before becoming a painter, captures these coins with remarkable sensitivity. The warm glow you see isn't decorative. It reflects a real understanding of how high-purity gold behaves under light. If you've ever handled a well-preserved gold coin, you'll recognize that unmistakable depth of luster.
Because Matsys began his career as a blacksmith, critics often comment on the tactile, almost hard quality of his painting style. An interesting observation often cited in historical catalogues.
Matsys paints with the precision of a smith. His gold coins do not just look like yellow paint, they possess a weight and a firmness of outline that suggests he understood the physical soul of the metal before he ever touched a brush.
Now look at the central tool, the balance scale. This is the heart of the scene, and the heart of pre-modern numismatics. Before machines struck uniformity, value was not guaranteed by a number on a coin, but by its actual metal content.
Every transaction required verification. The money changer here isn't just counting coins. He's effectively performing what we might call today a mix of grading, authentication, and bullion assessment. To his side sits a set of nested weights, carefully calibrated. These were essential tools. Even a slight deviation could mean loss. For a merchant dealing in volume, a handful of underweight coins could accumulate into serious financial damage.
And here's something collectors will appreciate. This scene reflects a world where coins circulated far beyond their place of origin. A single transaction might involve coins struck decades apart, from different mints, worn to varying degrees. Imagine evaluating a mixed lot where every piece has a different standard and no certification. That was daily reality. But Matsys isn't just documenting, he's commenting. The wife, seated beside the money changer, is meant to be reading a devotional book, yet her attention drifts toward the gold. It's a subtle but sharp observation. Even in a society deeply rooted in religion, the pull of wealth was constant. For collectors, it's an oddly familiar tension. The line between appreciation and obsession hasn't changed much in 500 years.
Critics often point out how Matsys was remixing the past, specifically Jan van Eyck's Arnolfini portrait. Art historian Erwin Panofsky noted how Matsys used disguised symbolism to tell a story.
Matsys revives the tradition of the 15th century hidden symbol. The convex mirror, the extinguished candle, and the transparent carafe are not mere office supplies. They are moral signposts meant to remind the viewer of the brevity of life and the inevitability of judgment. Don't miss the convex mirror in the foreground. Look closely, and you'll see a figure reflected, likely a client waiting for his exchange. It's a small detail, but it expands the scene beyond the frame, reminding us that this is part of a larger, continuous flow of commerce. In a way, it's the Renaissance equivalent of watching a transaction unfold in real time.
Matsys's painting became so influential that it inspired an entire genre of money changer scenes. But this original remains special because it balances technical accuracy with human insight. It's not just about coins, it's about trust, risk, and the systems that develop to manage both.
So next time you're checking the weight of a coin, examining wear, or thinking about authenticity, remember, what you're doing is part of a tradition that goes back centuries. The tools have changed, but the instinct is the same.